Hello, I'm teacher Ivan from Wuna Educational Services. This is for my senior 1 students who have just joined secondary schools. We shall be making for you video lessons on various topics in different subjects. Right from senior 1 first term up to senior 1 third term. So I kindly request you to therefore subscribe to our YouTube channel and also hit that notification bell such that whenever we have a lesson you get notified and we learn together. Otherwise, we shall provide lessons on various topics in your class of senior 1. Do one thing, subscribe and hit the bell. However, don't be mean. You can also share with other friends who are also in the same class or who also need the same information. And therefore, I continue to request you to like the videos, comment so that we may know how good we are serving or where you need more clarifications. Otherwise, we shall start with our first theme, which is mechanics and properties of matter. And under this theme, our first chapter will be measurements. Measurements is a very crucial chapter and part of physics. However, what do we measure? We measure physical quantities. A physical quantity is anything that can be accurately measured. For instance, your mass, your height, your age, those are all physical quantities. A physical quantity is represented by a magnitude and a unit. For instance, if I may ask you, how old are you? You tell me 14 years. So 14 is the magnitude and years is the unit. What is your mass? You tell me 50 kilograms. So 50 is the magnitude and kilograms is the unit. So we represent a physical quantity by a magnitude and a unit. Then physical quantities are divided into categorized into two. We have the fundamental or basic quantities, then we also have the derived quantities. Fundamental quantities, those are quantities that cannot be expressed in terms of other physical quantities. For instance, your mass. You can only get your mass after using an instrument, which is a beam balance. So mass cannot be obtained by using other physical quantities. So it is fundamental. We have time. You can only tell time after looking at your watch or at the clock. The same applies to length. You can only get length after measuring. So basically, those quantities we cannot obtain by dividing or multiplying other physical quantities are fundamental. That is, mass measured in kilograms, time measured in seconds, we have length measured in meters, we have current measured in amperes, we have amount of a substance measured in moles. We have luminous intensity measured in candela. So those are some of the fundamental quantities we have. Then the other type is the derived quantities. The word derived simply means obtained from. So we derive them from the fundamental quantities by dividing or multiplying two or more derived fundamental quantities. For instance, density. Density is gotten by dividing mass and volume. So density is derived from mass and volume. Even volume itself, it's obtained by multiplying the dimensions. So that is length. Volume is gotten from length. We come to area. Area comes from length. So such quantities that we obtain from other fundamental quantities are derived quantities. Examples: area, volume, density, pressure, momentum, acceleration. We have speed. Name them. There are very many. As long as you obtain them using formula where it involves multiplication or division of the fundamental quantities, then it is derived. So, because we needed to know all this information before we start our calculations, because it's the topic that talks about these quantities. And in our calculations, we shall be basically looking at how calculations from these quantities are carried out. Otherwise, that has been a simple introduction to our lessons. In the next lesson, we shall start on our calculations. Otherwise, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified whenever we have a lesson, and also share with those who need this information, and like and comment. Otherwise, I'm teacher Ivan from Wuna Educational Services. I hope to have you in the next lesson.